We're back. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome out to the second half of today's doubleheader. Grace Christian wins 16-2 over the Northwest Raiders in Game 1 and set to take on the Simpson Broncos. Grace sits at 4-0 now on the season as they picked up a win on, was it Tuesday night that they played or Monday night? Anyway, and then Thursday, Friday ball games, the one earlier here, I guess was the was started out to be a little earlier. It didn't go till about 1 o'clock, and that's what's caused this little bit of delay. The only thing they tell you is don't be the late games over here in the Grace Christian tournament. You will be here throughout the night. Had plans to go out to dinner last night, and normally in a 10-run rule game, you're out of here a little bit earlier, but that one last night seemed to drag on in here. A little bit different look for us. If you missed Game 1, we are inside the press box this afternoon. The sun really plays havoc on you. I think there was an old Beastie Boys song that told you about the sun and how bad. Anyway, we won't get it. It's way too early in the season for Beastie Boy references, so we'll hold off on that. Grace Christian and the Broncos of Simpson set to do battle here. Grace, again, sits at 4-0 on the season, looking to go 5-0. Did I tell you? Come out and join us tomorrow night at Buffalo Wild Wings. That's at 5 o'clock for the Warrior Roundup. We'll talk about this whole weekend's game. We'll talk to some of the players. We'll have some of those amazing wings. That's the biggest thing. Boy, I told my wife, if I can just get one more restaurant as an advertiser, I don't have to cook all week. This is pretty good stuff. Taking a look at senior Jack Powell get loose on the hill. Jack Powell will be on the hill for the Warriors tonight. Have not got a lineup from either squad on here tonight. Little Will Smith there, and Men in Black saved for this afternoon occurrences when the Warriors come out in those black tops. Jack Powell signing and going to play at Champion Christian next season when he wraps things up here in college. The submarine throwing right-hander. And, I mean, he's improved. I think he started dabbling with that a little bit last year, but you can tell the work that Powell has put in, and he really delivers that ball well from the side. And that gives such a different view to the opposing batters here. Warriors hoping to see a little bit better pitching in this game. They win 16-2. I think only had about 5 base hits in that game. There were a lot of walks, few errors, and it was just a tough, depleted Northwest squad. They've played a number of games as well. Well, he's going to have to work on the release just a little bit is Powell, because a lot of those are staying inside that left side batter's box. Cody back behind the dish tonight. Jack will get the start at first. Looks like Zach Craig is there at second. Adelise at first. At shortstop, Seth Cook will be in third. Logan Markle in center field. And my eyes are not good enough to tell me who is in left and in right, so we'll get an eye on that momentarily. Leading off for Simpson, it is J.W. Rollins. J.W. Rollins, the catcher tonight. And that one is ground over to Jack. He's going to pick it up, and he'll retire to side. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Powell. Braden Wells finds his way back into right field, we've been informed, and that is 1 out. Score that 1-3, and that will bring Dakota Jordan, the right fielder, into play. And we'll get this wrote in our book, and then we'll keep up with the batting order for you as well. So hang in there with us as this is late start. Foul ball is given there. Talon Cryer will bat third for the Broncos, and he will be on the hill. Caden Bennett bat fourth. He'll play third, and we'll work on that as we go through everything. That one lifted foul again and out of play. Gunnar Blackwell will bat fifth tonight for Simpson, and he plays second base. Aiden Martin, shortstop, will bat sixth. Nothing in two, the count there, and that one misses outside. A.J. Hewitt will bat seventh. Marshall Yates, eighth, and Justice Crooks, ninth. Good-looking pitch in there, and that is out on strikes. Nash, and that's what we told you. That ball that comes in from down there just sweeps in to that right-handed batter, and it does just that. First strikeout of the game. Justice Crooks, we said, bats ninth. Talon Cryer stands in there. He is the pitcher tonight stays in there and pops that one out towards right. Going back and making a nifty play is Zach Craig all the way out near foul territory for the Warriors. We're going to leave it here, not take a break, and we'll get you caught up on the books. We'll score that officially F4 for the third out. 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nothing across for Simpson in there. And again, bear with us. We'll get that scoreboard updated for you. But looking over the Warrior lineup, Cody, again, will lead off. Top of the order doesn't change. Cody Davis will catch. Canyon over at first base. Brady McDaniel, the designated hitter, saw him come in and pitch a little bit in game one. Zach Craig will play second base. Seth Cook is at third base this afternoon. Maddox Adelise at shortstop. Braden Wells out in right field. Jack Powell on the hill. And Talon Epnett, based on the way he swung the bat, gets the start again for the Warriors. And he will play in left field. The designated hitter, Brady McDaniel, will hit for Logan Markle, who plays center field. So there you have a look at the lineup tonight for the Warriors. Get that wrote in my book, and then we'll get everything else adjusted for us here. Great to go down there and visit with some of the fans between ball games. Always good to see them and feel the love that is brought out to us here and at Grace Christian. So let's see if we can get this fixed now. We've got it down to the home team there, bottom of the first. Didn't have to do anything. So they made it easy on me by going 3 up and 3 down, but we'll see what the Warriors have. We'll have a look at the other camera, and that is that young man, Talon Cryer, getting loose. Cryer, the big, lanky right-hander, looks like he throws the ball into the strike zone pretty well. I don't see a lot of speed on it, but the Warriors need to see some strikes. Got a big one coming up Monday against Natchitoches Central in that game. That is on the road before they come back here Tuesday for New Iberia, I believe, if that's what I saw on the schedule. My man Chuck Perkins and Nick Magnano will be out in the outfield calling that one as I'll take the trip down to Hammond. And there you get a good look at the Warrior catcher, Cody Davis, who stands in there ready to go. And come on, Cody, I'm believing it. Need a big day out of you here in this one. What'd you do in that first one, Cody, as I look back over everything? Scored a couple of runs back in that first inning, so pretty productive there. But I'm feeling it for you this game. Stands in there with that multicolored bat. That curveball stays in there up and is a strike. Well, that's not quite like the one that Hayden Travinsky had. That's the number 2 pencil, but it's a nifty-looking bat anyway. Here sits back and delivers the 0-1. Cody, not a real good cut at it, just kind of hung in there, and he's behind the count 0-2. Welcome all of those folks from Simpson that are watching along here, as well as our Grace fans all over the country. Grace fans have scattered throughout the United States, and we appreciate those guys here. That's going to stay inside on Cody. Kenyon thought it hit him as he was walking up to the plate already. Where's my music? Cody says, hold on a minute. Come on now, fella. Crier rocks back, delivers this one. That's a good curveball that's dropped. Swinging through it is, and that's down the line, and Cody is going to be on first base. They will call that a strikeout and a drop third strike that gets him down to first base. So you'll officially score that a strikeout. And then the drop third strike gets him down there. I don't know that it's an error on the catcher or just a drop third strike or the error on. Need to because he sailed the throw. Quick throw over to first, not in time, and the ball plays a little pinball, bounces right back to the first baseman. Right, E2 is what I believe the call is because the throw drops the strike, but the throw sailed over the first baseman. He's a pretty good lad over there at first. He's not someone that you're going to airmail with regularity. That one bounces out, and Cody on a little delayed steal looking back into home plate to see if there's a throw, and there wasn't. Kenyon stands in there with that aggressively open stance. Boy, nobody covering Cody. He gets a good lead. Now, quickly, the second baseman gets back in. That one bounces down in front, and Kenyon letting Cody know that it's safe to get on down to third base, and he does. Quiet night, just the hum of the fryer down there cooking those French fries that are made to order here. Crier with a throw over to third, not in time as Davis was diving back in there. Again, different view for you today as we have came into the press box and out of the sun to protect all of our gear and equipment and such as that. That one right there. Good looking pitch to Kenyon. A sidearm throw over to keep Cody in line, but I don't understand holding the runner at third on because he's not stealing home in this particular case. I can just about assure you that, and anything hit, he's either tagging or scoring on anyway. That one misses behind Kenyon, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Kenyon in the last game was hit by a pitch, had a double, and walked and scored twice in that one. That one misses, and it was either going to hit him or he was going to be on first with the ball 4. So they continue to pitch around Kenyon right, and you can't say that you blame them. Daniel stands in there ready to go. Had in the last 2 innings, he's had a hit and a couple of RBI. Walked it off Thursday or Friday night, and then had a big one that pushed the lead to 14 in the earlier contest. Came in and pitched a little bit, swinging the bat well here in his 8th grade season. Snap throw over to first, and again, I'm not sure about it. I know the idea behind it, wanting to keep him a little bit closer. And good work. I mean, they're working on things that'll keep them throughout the season, are these Broncos. That one comes in between the 1 and they got a little lower than between the 1 and the 9, I think. But he's hit by a pitch, is Brady, and makes his way down. That'll send Kenyon there. And Coach Brown calling his troops in as They're working on things. Bases are loaded. We'll get that updated for you there. And, boy, they don't give them any relief here in the press box. They start the music quick on there. Coach Ellis from Simpson out there visiting with Cryer, just saying, hey, look, settle down. It's okay. It's early in the ball game. Let's hang in there. And good to see these coaches go out there and do that. This is Zach Craig. Zach had a big game last game. Cryer sits back and delivers this one. And, boy, up there hacking away is Craig. You remember he made that big play out in foul territory on that pop-up to end things in the first. Here's an opportunity to go on and add to his first inning heroics. That one bounces around, comes right back, and back in front of where we look like we have a camera right there on it. But we do. This is the one that's high up there, and that's the one that we have right down on the field. And the only time that camera doesn't work out for us is when Seth bats, because Mike Cook goes down there and gets into the flow of it. That one swung through and fouled back. Stays back on a curveball well, and great job. One run coming in, another one coming around to score, and Canyon hustling in, and that's going to be a 2 RBI single for Zach Craig to keep things going. And my, oh my, that young man is off to a white-hot start this season. Speaking of those that have had that, and I was able to speak to his mom and his grandmother down there prior to the game. And we talked about it, his senior year, and the one last ride that they're going to make on here, and what a start Seth has made to his senior season. He said he struggled a little bit in the fall, in the summer. And I said, well, I've got the answer for that. And she said, tell us, what was it? I didn't cover the games. Seth likes to have us out here at the ballpark. So we're glad to be here. Going to carry it all the way through their season. Runners at first and second, 2 on the board already. That's that good curveball, but misses inside. Is it first and second? Nobody down. Bottom of the first, we play. Yeah, that's a good-looking strike there, 2-0, and Seth was waiting on his pitch. That was just up and out of it. The delivery from Cryer bouncing around is outside, and on a 3-1 pitch, really no need to be aggressively running out there for the Warriors. Brady McDaniel at second, Zach Craig at first. Seth watches that one down in the dirt, and he is on with a walk. Adelise stands in there ready to go. So you've got a strikeout and a drop third strike to Davis, a walk, a hit by pitch, a single, and another walk. So the Warriors have put 2 runs. There's that nasty curveball. It's in there for the strike. Boy, that's a tough one to watch, too. You think it's going to hit you, and then it drops right into the glove. But a good start once again here in the first for the Warriors. Infield drawn in for Simpson, trying to cut off a run, and that's what cost you there. Adelise puts this right by the drawn-in infield. 1 run comes in to score. Another one coming around. That is Craig. So score McDaniel and Craig on that and give Maddox 2 RBI on that base hit. So a couple of base hits for the Warriors in this one. 4 runs. Braden Wells stands in there. Normally we get a little fist bump for Braden, but we'll let it go because he was because we're up here and not out there. Seth at third base. Maddox down to first base with the base hit, and Braden Wells stands in there ready to go. First and third in there, and almost caught Almost caught Maddox. You think he's off and going? I believe he is. Nothing Warriors lead. Their top four have scored. Top four scored in the last game as well right there. Was impressed with the middle to the end of the lineup as well last game. Talon Epnet led the way there. Here's a delivery. Bounces around and back to the fence, and that will get Adelise down to second on ball one. 3:18 on a beautiful, beautiful Saturday afternoon. Excuse me very much. Outside it goes. You know, it's just a tough spot to come in there and throw against these Warriors. When you throw strikes, they hit it. Throw it off the plate, they're not swinging it. They've got that good a plate discipline. That one comes inside. Nearly hit Braden, but he backs off and takes that one. There you get a good look at the runners on base, second and third. Back inside now we go. Here's a delivery from Cryer. That one stays inside, and it's ball four. And that'll load him up once again, this time for Jack Powell. Jack reached base a couple of times last time, scored back in the first last game. Got an opportunity to help himself out here, already staked to a 4-run lead. Drawn in infield, just any kind of ball on the ground, there's a good chance it gets by somebody unless it's an atom ball. And that gets Powell on the knee, and that's an RBI hit by pitch. Runners move up 90 feet. Maddox will go to third as Seth Cook comes around to score. Braden Wells goes to second, and Jack Powell over to first. 5-0 in this one, equals what they did in the first, and that's going to wrap it up on the afternoon for Talon Cryer, who will give way in favor of number 30 some odd. We'll see. We'll look on their lineup and see what the 30 that is. If it is, that's Jacoby Thompson. Jacobly is what I have on the roster here written to us. So Jacoby Thompson will come in. All three runners on base are the responsibility of Cryer. He makes it officially 0 innings on there. Has not recorded an out on here, and will be on the hook for Adelise at third, Wells at second, and Jack Powell, the pitcher of record for the Warriors. And this has been done, and it's not been, I mean, it started out with a strikeout of Cody Davis, but the error by the catcher got him down to first base, and that's when it kind of started. Canyon walked after a stolen base and a wild pitch, got Cody around to third. Canyon walks and makes his way down. Brady McDaniel is hit by pitch, and that led to the 2 RBI base hit by Zach Craig, who the 8th grader bats in a cleanup spot, and again has been just as hot as anybody. Next batter was Seth, who walked. He got an RBI out of the deal for the walk. Then Adelise had the second base hit of the afternoon, drove in a couple of runs on there, and Braden walked, and now Jack Powell was hit by pitch, and that did it. And that brings up someone that was just as hot as anybody in that first game, Talon Epnet. Let's see, Talon he was on base 3 times in that game, had 3 RBI. So very, very pleased with the work of all of those gentlemen. You take a look around. That is the young man, Thompson, Jacoby Thompson. Night here at the ballpark as Macarena plays on there. They ought to give away like a free T-shirt or something if you can dance to that. Talon Epnet stands in there, and I'm not that dude, though, just so we know. I'm not the one. 5-0. Warriors lead this one. Bases loaded with Warriors. Again, that infield now back to normal depth. They're double play depth in the middle. Corners are in. kind of a staggered one. It's just the second baseman that's back. And it looks like that's where both of the base hits have come through that drawn-in infield. And so the second baseman is playing back to give him a little bit more range to cover. But I guess it's the first time I've seen a defense that's got third base, shortstop, and first base in on the cut line of the grass. Well, I think now it was a mistake because the first baseman has brought that young man in at second. And so the wasn't a staggered defense like I had suspected. It was simply out of position. And so now the defense is drawn in at the cut line. Here's a delivery from Thompson. That one misses up high. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. RBI opportunity in many ways for Talon. All 3. And, well, that pitcher Thompson takes a long look at the runner at third and leaves his eyes on him and just turns around. Now he gets back into the windup. He'll just keep looking and drive it over there. Yeah, goes back to the windup and gets a good strike. That's a good-looking pitch. Cody Davis waits on deck. Warrior catcher trying to have his second at-bat in the first inning for consecutive games. That one lifted high into the air. Going to be out in left field, and it is caught coming in to score for the Warriors is Maddox Adelise. So give Ebnet another RBI. That's 4 on the afternoon going back to last game, but that's a sacrifice fly. It does bring Adelise in for the 1-2-3 6th run of the game. Other runners hold what they're at, and the backstop for the Warriors stands in there, Cody Davis. I think it was the catcher's name. It was Crash Davis, wasn't it? In Bull Durham, that was the catcher for them. Sure, it was. So look, I'm gonna get it. Come on, Crash. That's it. He was the catcher that had the most home runs in the minors, I believe. So there you go, Crash Davis. You wonder where nicknames come from. Here it was on a sunny Saturday afternoon. If he homers right here, he's going to be Crash forever. Smoke down the line, and he almost was there anyway. Rooting for you, Cody, here. You know, it's things like this that are only drawn up. You give him, you talk about it a little bit here. Yes, walking down after the foul ball. Plate blue calls time, and he says, "Hey, can you get boy? That'll get you fired up when you get back to the dugout." 1 ball, 1 strike to Davis. That one misses outside to Crash. Oh, mercy. Can't be fun at the old ballpark, can you, Mike? No. 2 balls, 1 strike to Davis. Here's the delivery now. That one misses outside. Davis, a strikeout victim in his first at-bat, dropped third strike, hustled and beat it out to first base and came all the way around to score a couple of batters later. Now faces 3-1. Definitely hitter's count. Smoke down the line, and that'll fill up the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Three balls, 2 strikes here, 1 down. Warriors have already played it second and bat through. This represents a second at bat for Cody Davis. Thompson now the pitcher. And that one bounces through. And that is the second time on base this inning for Davis. I'm going to let him have it anyway. Crash, yeah, we're going to. I might be the only one that calls him that, but I'm going to call him that. Kenyon Wright stands in there. It's just, it's too easy if he hits this one out of the park to call him that. Up high. Walked in his first at-bat and looked very anxious to swing the bat on these Warriors. Infield still in here trying to cut off anything. Canyon smoked that one back in foul, and jumping out of the way was Braden Wells. 1 ball, 1 strike to Canyon. Canyon way out in front of this. Got to let it travel just a little bit, and I think he can touch them all. Here's a delivery from Thompson. Canyon smokes that one to right field, way back. Going to stay in the park, drifting over there, but trouble, and stays foul by about, I think that wind that's blowing left to right pushed that one over there and probably pushed it out of the way of the Bronco right fielder. There you get a good look at Canyon settling back in. One of the better baseball movies was Bull Durham. I'd have to tell you that. Some of the lines, more quotes come out of that movie than one that I've remembered in a while. Here's a delivery. Wow. Canyon takes that one outside for strike 3, and down on strikes looking is right. But I don't know that he'll ever swing at that one. I don't think it's hittable. Brady McDaniel stands in there ready to go to work. Bases loaded, 2 down. Opportunity to bust it wide open here with a base hit. Here's a delivery from Thompson. Smokes that one high. Going to be in left field, though. Left fielder camping out under it and makes it. And that will retire the side, but not before the Warriors put 6 runs on the board. They do that with, let me see here, 2 base hits, 6 runs, 3 left on, 2 errors. After 1 complete, your Warriors lead this one 6-0. We'll be back after word from our title sponsor, Valex Federal Credit Union.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
At Certified Transmission, you can count on our certified mechanics.
Here we go back to Merrill Blackburn Field, Josh Brown Stadium. Warriors put up 6 in the first. They put up 5 in the first last game on there. And, boy, had an opportunity to do that, flip the order over, and you're back to the top of the order and leave them loaded. So as good of an inning as it was, I know Coach Brown won't be too excited about leaving the bases loaded, but the fact that you leave the bases loaded, you got them loaded. So, I mean, you chicken and egg type of thing there. I think I made it through as much filler material as I could in that lengthy first inning. We talked about Bull Durham. We talked about the Clown Prince. We did that at there. Saw him out with the Aces when he came here years and years ago. Swung on and missed there. Well, that just you get the outside corner by throwing pitches like that because there's not going to be a lot of plate coverage. And you said, young man, take a step or 2 back off of that front line as that pitch came in. Another one backing that young man up, 2 balls and a strike. That is Caden Bennett. That's that outside corner that we previously spoke about that you weren't going to swing. You get 2 up around the chops, And you're not hacking at an outside pitch because it looks further out. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Delivers this one, swung on and missed by Bennett, and he is down on strike. Second strikeout victim of the afternoon for Powell. Gunnar Blackwell will come to the plate, number 30, stands in, ready to go. Powell really feeling things today. Misses outside with that one. We bat in the top of the second. Warriors lead it 6-0 here in this one. That outside pitch is going to be there, and when you back off, and that's a little bit of from being on deck and seeing the 2 that came in on the chops of Bennett that time, and that sets them up. You don't see anybody grabbing some of the inside. You'll see a lot of players get up on that line to cover the outside half of the plate, and that's not happening here. That one behind Blackwell, and he jumps out of the way of that one. And falling deep behind his only batter so far is Powell. We'll see if he recovers here. 3 balls and a strike. Nobody on, 1 down, top of the second. Doug Gann, 446 Sports, coming to you. If you like basketball, we've also got the LCU game going on, senior day activities, and that one is going to be another opportunity for Powell. Fields it from his normal position out around third base, and that will retire the batter Blackwell and bring to the plate Aiden Martin. Aiden Martin will stand in there ready to go to work. That's in there. That's nifty. Boy, that when you're throwing it around the strike zone, you're going to get pitches that are around the strike zone. Now comes set, delivers this one, smashed over there third base, and scatters the dugout just a little bit. It's hard to get one, though, into the dugout over the Great Wall of Grace Christian over there. I saw someone trying to run out after the game, and they were rappelling down it. Outer half, strikeout. Strike looking for Martin, and that is 3 up, 3 down for Powell and the Warriors. Due up next, it is Zach Craig, Seth Cook, and Maddox Adelise when we come back.
Time for a red, white, and cool summer event at Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Right now, you can save on a new energy saving system. No money down, 0% interest, and no payments till June 2024. Call Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing or visit us online.
All Request Saturday night continues up here in the press box. If you've got a dedication, long distance, or requests, or whatever you want, send it on up to the press box. Write it down on the back of a $20 bill and send it right up, and guaranteed to get it in the playlist next time. You think I've ever spent a little time in radio there, Mike? Certainly did it. Zach Craig will stand in there. Has been as hot as anyone has. Misses that one down low, ball 1. second consecutive game that the Warriors have hit around in the first inning. This is the second at-bat for Craig. Takes that strike there. Had two RBI single earlier, and load up the RBI early in this young season. Hit him. Plunk you very much, and he's on his way down to first base with a hit by pitch. Goes Craig and Seth Cook. These two in the lineup, 4-5, Zach Craig, Seth Cook. Well, you go back to Brady McDaniel as well. Just as hot as anybody has been. All of the top 5 scored back in that first inning, all the way. Top 6, all the way back down to Maddox. Seth Cook checks the arm. I guess the codes there to tell them what's going on and what they have going. Not a lot of, I don't know, Seth just looks like it's business as usual as he stands in there. He's got an approach that just does, the look on him doesn't change when he gets in there. That'll get him. That'll change it just a little bit. And on down to first he goes. Back-to-back hit by pitch, and Maddox Adelise, who had an RBI double, or an RBI single back in the first inning, stands in there with an opportunity to knock a run in, and coach comes out again, wants to check on his pitcher. This is Jacoby Thompson. Wind kind of blowing in on this Saturday afternoon. Stark contrast to last night when it was a blustery wind that was blowing out of the park. Maddox Adelise, a base hit and 2 RBI in his last trip to the plate. It's that one over the outside corner for strike 1. Okay, the Warriors are back in action Monday night up in Natchitoches. Natchitoches Central is where they'll go. Invite you to take the road trip up there with the Warriors. That one poked out to right field. Should be easily played, and it is. Complete there. And that's going to have Craig tag up, and he'll hustle his way down to third base. So good job of running the bases there. Cook stayed at first, but I don't expect that he will be there very long. Maddox score that one F9 for the first out, and Braden Wells will stand in there ready to hit. And Cook is off and gone, and a little catcher's indifference there gets him down to second base. One ball, no strikes. One misses inside, bounces around, but nobody going. Felt like I should have been sitting around a campfire there during intermission listening to the radio on a Saturday night when a little Hank Jr. and Dinosaur cascaded throughout the press box. The stadium here at Merrill Blackburn Field, Josh Brown Stadium. That one gets away, and that's going to send Zach Craig in right in front of where we are for the Warriors' 7th run of the game. 2 balls, no strikes to Braden Wells. Good curveball there. Started out at that front shoulder of Wells and dips in, and Braden was in agreement with that strike call. I never did like nodding my head on one like that. If you nod, hit it. That time he stays back on it. Does a good job of at least staying there, putting it in play. Gets the runner over to third. That's Cook. So a good job of adjusting to it, and that's what did from one at-bat or one pitch to the next. He stayed back on that one. Jack Powell stands in there 7-0. Jack back in the first was hit by a pitch. That one tested every bit of the strike zone as it's in there for a strike. That one's smoked out there to left field. Left fielder having to give chase into foul territory, and it's going to drop. Just foul. Jack looked at it and said, "Dadgummit." Wind didn't push that one, didn't knock it down. He just got out in front of that fastball that was there. Warriors have added a run here in the second. They picked up 6 in the first at 7-0. Grace Christian fought that off, and good job by Jack to just to fight that pitch off and live to have another at bat, another pitch here. 0-2 the count from Thompson. Thompson comes set, now delivers just outside. If they have a couple of more games today, just one more game to follow this one. Lifted up near the pitcher. Somebody needing to call for it, and it drops down fair. They call that fair because it was right on him, and boy, that's that tough high sky. We saw that get the Warriors back in the first inning. Seth comes around to score, and now you're going to get a courtesy runner for the pitcher, Powell. And we'll see if that's Amon that gets out to first base. 8-0 here for the Warriors, and that brings Talon Epnet there. Had a sacrifice fly that had an RBI. Well, off and running quickly was Amon on that one, who just scurried down to second base. Nothing in one, the count. Throw back into second base. Warriors are 1 for 3 on the weekend on their pickoff move. Don't forget that. We've seen that a couple of times this weekend. Make my old buddy Keith Stokes proud. I know he's watching out there. Going up to his new camp, he said he got. Hit to third base. That's going to be fair. Right under the arm. And I am so impressed with Amon as he just flies around the bases. My goodness. That young man got around there in a hurry, and there was no hold up at all on him. Epnet continues to put bat on ball, and that'll get us back up to the top of the order, and the Warriors catcher, Crash Davis. It's going to stick. Y'all could say that it's not, but it's going to stick. It will here anyway. Nine to nothing in this one. Smoked out to shortstop and trying to backhand it, and that's not going to work. And that's going to get all the way to the fence, and Cody will be off and running. He will stop at second, but that Warrior lead draws to 10. That's a base hit for Davis and give him an RBI, and Canyon Wright will stand in there. Davis stays on to run for himself, even though the catcher thought they might have ran for him here with 2 outs. It's been a long day. Canyon takes that one up and away. Warriors close to batting through the lineup for a second time this game as we play just in the second. That one in there for a strike. Ball low to the Warrior first baseman, evens it up at a ball and a strike. Again, past the shortstop there, and you won't see Cody come around. Oh, look, he is hustling around as they methodically get the ball in from left field. And that brings Cody all the way around to score the 11th Grace Christian run. Max stands in there. He was hit by a pitch. He's ready to go to work here. You get a good look at him in your dish cam there. Is up high for a strike. Got to believe that the strike zone will get opened up just a little bit. Daniel says, I'll just take this one over there. Bobbles around to third. And it is there in time, but not before the Warriors pick up another 5 runs. It is 11-0. Warriors lead this one. 4 hits did that. We'll be back after this from our friends at BK Distributors.
The fine folks at BK Distributors want to thank all the educators for weathering the storms, so to speak, through 2020 and beyond. Thank you for your dedication to our children. The end of the school year awards are now available. Any type of award, trophies, banners, plaques, they do it all at BK Distributors. So with school almost out, that means summer leagues are in full swing. New items, same great prices, and fast turnaround. BK Distributors, Highway 20 in East Pineville behind Arby's.
At Certified Transmission, you can count on our certified mechanics with over 35 years' experience to get your vehicle fixed right and get you back on the road.
Got transmission problems? Go where you know. Certified Transmission.
To Grace Christian we go. Warriors lead at 11-0 in the top of the third. Change behind the dish. Zach Craig goes back there at catcher, and this is the first time that we've seen this young man come in there. He is the first baseman for this Simpson Bronco team, and it is A.J. Hewitt. A.J. Hewitt will stand in there to bat. Swung through that one, is missed. And, we talked about Craig a moment ago being the new catcher in there. And the thing that I saw it last game and saw it this game when he came in and relieved Davis, is he's got a great throw down to second base. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jack Powell comes set, delivers that one in there for the second strike, and it's just difficult to pick that pitch up at all, as these young men from Simpson have hard to. And part of what I think adds to it, the way the sun sets here at Grace Christian, you get that shadow. If you'll remember, kind of Wrigley Field did that. A lot of these baseball stadiums do that, swung on and missed. But not only is it coming from down the side, kind of that Laredo or Southpaw, whatever you want to call it, it comes from where you can't really see it, over that big mound, through the shadow, and or through the sun back into the shadow. And that's where, the time you sort all of that, not to mention it's coming about 80 miles an hour. Inside, just misses that one. Is that got in on Marshall Yates pretty quick. 4 strikeouts on the afternoon for Powell. This is their 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 to Yates. 1 down, top of the third. Warriors have 6 in the first, 5 in the second. They lead 11-0. Evens the count at correction, first one over, so 2 balls and a strike. Gotta bear with me. It's been a long week of sports here. I think we're going to call it a week after today and won't do anything until we start tomorrow's Warrior Roundup at 5. So I'm going to take the whole rest of the day off and all tomorrow until that show. Come out and join us out of Buffalo Wild Wings. Should be a great afternoon. We're going to talk about this potential 5-0 start for the Warriors. They would really, boy, I don't know if any of them would show up tomorrow if we come back in. And I announcer jinx this into a dramatic comeback by Simpson because the way that Jack Powell is firing, Warriors look poised to move to 5-0 on this, and this represents the 9th batter, and this is Justice Crooks, who will stand in there to bat for Simpson. No, he's had 5 strikeouts on the afternoon out of 8 batters. But when you go down the line and look at it, he fielded 1 and threw to first, catches another one. So he's been responsible for 7 of the 8 outs. The only one he has not been was that little fly that was caught by Craig when Craig was at second base, and he drifts out to foul territory to get that one. But Jack Powell responsible for 7 of the 8 outs that he has recorded here today, and looking to get number 9 via the punch-out here. Outcome set. The 1-2 delivery is upon us. Swung through and missed, and that will retire the side. 3 up, 3 down, 3rd consecutive inning. Warriors move to the bottom of the 3rd. They lead it in this one 11-0. We'll be back after this from our Quibido's Player of the Game sponsor, Quibido's Cajun Cafe.
Started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
We go back to the bottom of the 3rd inning of work for Thompson. He came in relief of Cryer, who did not get an out, but he's been pretty solid. Did 5 in a row before the Warriors got to him in the last half of the 2nd inning. Zach Craig stands in there. Zach's been behind the dish. A couple of runs scored on the afternoon already for this. He's got a hit by pitch and a 2 RBI single. I'm telling you, I've been as impressed with Zach Craig as I have been with anyone. That one pushed just foul over into the fence. He'll get that one back, get the scuff marks out of the front of the fence, and it's good. I think it's more ceremony than anything because they'll put that scuffed-up baseball in his bag, and then the next time through, reach out and get the scuffed-up baseball and get it back into play. But I like the idea of it. 1 ball, 1 strike here. They're going to quit asking me back here. I think too much. Two balls and a strike to Craig. He is currently, I tell you, the Warrior catcher in this one. He's played a lot of different positions, though. Very excited about the future of that young man. That one lifted high to shortstop, into that sky, and gloved cleanly for the first out. Seth Cook comes to the plate.
There's a delivery from Thompson. Smokes that one high. Back at the scuff marks out of the
Seth watches that one go outside. 2 balls and a strike. Yeah, impressed with the way Thompson has come in there and thrown the ball. He gave up those, he gave up those 5 runs in the last inning, but he's been around the strike zone. He's been there. Seth lets that one go up, and that is another base on balls. Maddox Adelise has flown out to right field and had a 2 RBI single back in the first. Smashes this one to left field. That's going to be there for a base hit right in front of the left fielder, and it will get Seth to second base, Maddox to first on that single. That's a couple of base hits for Maddox Adelise here in this one, and potential candidate for our player of the game. Runners at first and second for Braden Wells. Eleven 0. Warriors lead this one. Wells takes that strike at the knees. Runners at first and second here in this one. Big swing and a miss for Wells, and he's quickly down 0-2. Warriors played 6 in the first, 5 in the second, just into this third inning. That one misses up high, so a good take by Wells. Wells, the freshman and one of the elder statesmen on a team that is littered with 8th graders in this. Who would have thought that? Now you do have the 3 seniors, so I say that purely in jest. Bounces around to the shortstop. Going to be trouble. Got a long throw. Going to be safe. Braden Wells hustling down the line will beat that out, and infield single is going to be scored here. Jack Powell that you're letting the infield know, and that infield is drawn in once again. Jack kind of thrived here, had a base hit. So he had an RBI hit by pitch back in the first, had a base hit to right field against a very similar drawn-in infield. This time gets it to third base, and that one is Olade over there. Kind of a swipe tag at it. Does score the run. That is Cook that comes around to score. And, boy, that's a tough one to call an error, but just kind of slapping at it there. Bases continue to be loaded. We'll give another RBI base hit to, yeah, they're going to, that's, reflection. I think if he gets in front of it and fields it cleanly, he makes an out somewhere. So we'll score that E5 on Powell reaching base, and this is Talon Epnet that stands in there ready to go. Again, the Warrior batters have done well against this drawn-in infield. They have it here. We know it is 12-0 in this one. Allen right up the middle. Got to come home with it, and they do. Opportunity to go to first, not there. And that'll get us back to the top of the Warrior lineup. And this is pinch hitter Cooper Courtright. Coop will come in there to pinch hit. I think they've given Davis the afternoon off now, as we saw Craig come in there to catch. And that is a outside strike to Courtright. That one poked towards the second baseman, a backhanded stab at it there, and that retires the side. The Warriors score 1 after 3 complete. They lead it 12-0. We'll be back after this from our title sponsor of Grace Christian Baseball, Kimberly Harrell, Certified Appraiser.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Harrell, a call.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Merrill Blackburn Field, Josh Brown Stadium, Doug Gand, 446 Sports, bringing you all the action, and Jack Powell returns to the mound as he will get this order back, and J.W. Rollins grounded back to Powell to start things off in the first. I think it was first pitch hitting on that, too. Turns to bunt this when it goes right back to Powell again. He's going to field that, toss over to right at first base, and back-to-back 1-3 putouts for J.W. Rollins in this game, and that'll bring Jordan back up, the right fielder who was a strikeout victim back in the first. To scratch something across the Broncos of Simpson. This one popped out to second base, camping out under it there and making the play is the Courtright out at second base. Gets that one, so we'll call that an F4 for the second out. And Talon Cryer, who was a starting pitcher in this one, gave up 6 runs before gave way to Thompson, who has went the distance the rest of the way. And we'll see what they're doing. Yeah, that is Cryer that's coming in. One misses away, ball 1. Swung on and missed there from Cryer. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. And continuing to be all around the strike zone is senior Jack Powell. Swung and a miss, strike 2. Just seems to get a little more zoned in, a little stronger as he goes along. Infield at normal depth down here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 4th. That one misses just outside. tried to get him to chase an outside one, but I think Powell left it a little more outside than he wanted to. The 2-2 delivery, fouled off the batter, hit it in fouling territory, but it came up and hit while he was in the box. Balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, nobody on. Warriors lead this one 12-0 as we play in the top of the 4th. Powell swings that or throws that one, and it is fouled back. Shakes that camera a little bit. If I had my box there, you could have think, well, anyway, we're going to work on that little box that's up here. I like the view from up here. I don't know that the guys in the press box like me being up here too much. I took the bacon-wrapped jalapeno, I think that was intended for Mike. Swung through that one, strike 3. 3 up, 3 down here, the top of the 4th for Jack Powell. And that will do it for the Broncos in the top of the 4th. Warriors coming up when we return.
Time for our red, white, and cool summer event at Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Right now, you can save on a new energy saving system. No money down, 0% interest, and no payments till June 2024. Call Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing or visit us online.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may
Back to work we go. Bottom of the 4th. Canyon Wright will lead this one off. Canyon on the day has walked, struck out looking, and has a single with an RBI. This is just away. Bounces up there, and Canyon quickly back there to pick that one up. Warriors have put up a lot of runs in this series this weekend. And takes ball 3 as Thompson may be running out of gas. I don't think any of the 3 pitches have been what we've seen from him in the last couple of innings, velocity-wise. That one, 3-0, green light taken into left field for a base hit. I believe any opportunity you see a ball in the strike zone, you're going after it. 2 base hits now for Canyon Wright on the day. Has scored a run and struck out, so 2 for 3 on the afternoon. Brady McDaniel will stand in there ready to go to work. Yeah, velocity is really off, and it's almost like he's just lobbing the ball up there. And just, I mean, he came into the first inning, has thrown a lot of pitches, so he's been in there as any starter would. That one fouled back out of play. Again, the next time the Warriors will be here and on the air is Tuesday night. That will be the game. They welcome New Iberia to town. Listen for Chuck Perkins and Nick Magnano to be on the call of that one. Swung through that one, did Brady. And Canyon just says, well, I'll just take off and go get me some second base, and does give him a stolen base. Two balls, two strikes, the count. Throw back into second, not in time. Warriors need to punch a couple across here. Brady takes that one up high and fills the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Correction, is it 3 and 1? No, he had it 2-2 a minute ago, did Blue. All 4 nonetheless. And that has runners at first and second. For Zach Craig, who arguably he and Seth, two hottest batters that are out here for this Warrior team. You got a senior and an 8th grader battling for who's the hottest hitter on this squad. And it's a good little battle that's taking place. Craig has scored a couple of runs, flew out to shortstop. His last time up was hit by a pitch. It does have a single. He's 1 for 2 on the afternoon, 2 runs scored, 2 RBI. And Canyon is off and going again. The throw will draw into third, but just a step or so too late. Runner from first does not advance. McDaniel stays there. 1 ball, no strikes. You see there a good look at it as that shadow starts to creep in. And that's what makes it tough on those hitters. Get a little better look of it there. The batter's in the sun when he's on the left-hand side of the plate. Comes out of the sun into the shade. Three balls, no strikes to Craig. Trio pitch taken down low, ball 4, and that'll load the bases up for pinch hitter. Pinch hitter for the Warriors. Jacob Amon stands in there ready to go to work. He will take over for Seth Cook as Coach Brown's starting to get some of the younger players out there. Nevertheless, bases loaded in here. We'll see what Amon has in him. Looks like that is going to do it for Thompson. And first baseman going to swap gloves, so I expect they're bringing the right fielder in to first base, and that's going to send their first baseman, A.J. Hewitt, there.
Time for our red, white, and cool summer event at Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Right now, you can save on a new energy saving system. No money down, 0% interest, and no payments till June 2024. Call Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing or visit us online.
At Certified Transmission, you can count on our certified mechanics with over 35 years experience to get your vehicle fixed right and get you back on the road.
Got transmission problems? Go where you know. Certified Transmission.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
Jacob Amon stands in there ready to go to work. He pinch hits for Seth Cook, who is done for the afternoon, we believe. Hewitt will stand in there and deliver. That one on that outer half of the plate. Paints the corner of it. Ground ball right up the middle again, set drawn in infield. They'll go over to first. They're calling him out, but it will get the run across. Certainly looked like the run. Yeah, but that's an RBI now for Jacob Amon, gets the RBI. Maddox Adelise will stand in with one down. Yeah, runner erased from first. So runners at second and third, and that one comes in a little chin music to Adelise. And he actually got him, so that'll load the bases back up. Adelise hit by pitch. And Braden Wells. Warriors close to another Mercy Rule game. One misses outside again. I think that Simpson has one more to go after this one. They'll play Bolton. We are in that time, folks, where where the strike zone is elongated, if you will. And that's a check swing, hammered out to second. Another run is going to come in, and that's an RBI for Braden Wells as he smoked that ball to second. He's going to give me so much grief after this. I'll see him around there. Look, just a fine young man, too. And that was one of those that put the bat up there. Didn't mean to do it, but gets an RBI. In most cases, you'd be happy that that happened, but you know that he is a competitor. Cameron Crowe, now, we saw him run earlier in one of these ball games, will stand in there ready to hit. $14-0. Cameron Crowe takes that off of the back shoulder blade. Ouch. That sounded like it hurt, too. Young man doesn't have a lot of that meat on his body yet. And there you go. Ouch. That was pure shoulder blade, bless his heart. Look, a little older in life, and that won't be so bad, but the young man, oh, gosh, that sounded like it hurt. Bases are loaded here. That one bounces up there, and Talon with an opportunity to walk it off, we believe. Unless we can get some mutual agreement. Tarver is going to come in to run for the Warriors, number 16, making his way in. Two balls, no strikes. Bases loaded here. That one misses outside. 3 balls. There's a 2-0. Let's see. Just a profit. It was 3-0. I knew it was coming. Confused with the count here completely. Drew Horn will come in to run over at second base. Stepping in is Talon. 3-0. That one right in the back of Epnet. And that's one of those at this point. So you had 3 out of the last 4 batters have been hit, and there's a mutual agreement, and this one is in the books. 15-0, Warriors win it here. And now we can talk about it. It was 12 up and 12 down for Jack Powell, and he goes out there and says, hey, Logan, I'll see your no-hitter, and I'll raise you a perfect game. Goes out there, faces 12 batters, retires all 12 that he faces. 3 up, 3 down in all 4 innings of play. Had a strikeout in the first, 2 in the second, another 2 in the third, and that gave him 7 strikeouts. Accounted for 2 more of the outs as well. So now, correction, 1 more. So 10 out of the 12 outs were recorded by Jack Powell in this game. And this one is in the books. Know that it's been a good day here, and you get to hear him twice. 5 times this year the Warriors have played, and 5 times Matthew West has taken them out of here. Warriors go to 5-0, finish the week, start the season. They'll ramp things up in competitive nature and there you go. They got some rainy tacos, and the folks that are in here will realize that that goes way back to the old days here that they used to do that. Some of them may not care, but for one of us, we do. Guys, that's going to wrap it up. The Warriors sweep the day. They sweep the series and this first week of baseball. Follow them up the road to Natchitoches Central, where they will play the Chiefs on Monday, and then they'll be back home here. Until I see you next time, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I am Doug Gann. God bless you all, and good night.